November 13, 2022, Mars moves between the Bull's Horns, Elnath and Zeta Tauri, for the second time. During the evening, Mars joins Jupiter and Saturn in a three-planet display. Chart caption, 2022, November 13, before sunup, Mars is between the horns before sunup as the gibbous moon nears Castor and Pollux. By Jeffrey L. Hunt. Chicago, Illinois, sunrise, 6:38 a.m. CDT, sunset, 4:32 p.m. CDT. Check local sources for sunrise and sunset times for your location. The Great Red Spot's transit times, when it is in the center of the planet in the southern hemisphere, 4:35 UT, 14:31 UT, November 14, 0:26 UT. Convert time to your time zone. In the US, subtract 5 hours for EST, 6 hours for CST, and so on. Use a telescope to see the spot. Here is today's planet forecast. Morning sky. For the second time during this Mars appearance, the red planet passes between the horns of Taurus, Elnath and Zeta Tauri. The planet first split the horns on October 17 as it marched eastward. The planet appeared to reverse its direction on October 30 and began to retrograde, an illusion that the planet is moving westward compared to the distant star field. The third passing occurs on March 11, 2023, after retrograde ends and the planet appears to resume its eastward march. After this second event, Mars passes closest, 4.0 degrees, to Elnath on the 18th, Earth and Mars are closest on the 30th. Earth passes between Mars and the Sun, opposition, on December 7th. On that evening the Moon covers or occults the planet. This morning Mars is less than halfway up in the west at 1 hour before sunrise, between Elnath and Zeta Tauri. The gibbous moon, 78% illuminated, is over 20 degrees to the upper left of the red planet. The moon is over 6 degrees below Castor and Pollux, the Gemini twins. It may be necessary to cover the moon with your hand, as you would to block out the sun, to see them. Evening sky. Chart caption, 2022, November 13, after sundown, Jupiter is in the southeast, while Saturn is in the southern sky. Venus and Mercury are slowly moving into the evening sky. Mercury sets only 5 minutes after the Sun, followed by Venus 12 minutes later. Jupiter is that bright star in the southeast during the early evening hours. The planets resemble stars when viewed without a telescope. Its retrograde ends on the 24th in front of a dim Pisces star field. Saturn is slowly moving eastward in front of stars in eastern Capricornus. It is still west of Nishira and Deneb Algedi. Saturn is dimmer than Jupiter, but brighter than most stars in the sky tonight. Find the ringed wonder about 1/3 of the way up in the sky in the south. It is still east of the south cardinal point during evening twilight. Photo caption, Jupiter with the Great Red Spot, NASA photo. At 6:26 p.m. CST, Jupiter is about 40 degrees up in the southeast in Chicago. The Great Red Spot is in the center of the planet for sky watchers with telescopes. For locales farther eastward in the Americas, the planet is higher in the sky. Observers farther westward see the planet lower and likely in thicker air that blurs the view, and it sometimes seems to make the planet dance and boil in the eyepiece. Chart caption, 2022, November 13, 4 hours after sundown, Mars is in the east-northeast between Elnath and Zeta Tauri, the Bull's Horns. 2 hours after sundown, Mars crosses the east-northeast horizon. 2 hours later, 4 hours after sunset, the red planet is over 20 degrees up in the eastern sky, still between Elnath and Zeta Tauri. At this hour, Jupiter is in the south, and Saturn is in the southwest. The three bright outer planets are on full display from the east-northeast to the southwest. Each week they appear earlier, and near year's end, they are joined by Mercury and Venus for a 5-planet display. When the moon rises, an hour later, Saturn is over 10 degrees up in the southwest. By tomorrow morning, Mars and the moon remain in the sky in the west.